Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I've been planning this one for a while now, and that is a compare and contrast of the original Galaxy Explorer set 497 from 1979 compared to the remake Galaxy Explorer set 10497 from 2022. So stick around to the end to hear my review and let's get started. So here we have the completed builds. I already did a full review of the original Galaxy Explorer, and I'll link that at the top of the video here. So if you want a more in-depth look at the set, I will be focusing on the remake just a little bit more since I haven't reviewed that portion yet. So the original Galaxy Explorer is just over 300 pieces. The remake is closer to 1,250 pieces. The original comes with 4 minifigures and the remake comes with 5. So I'll go ahead and show you the minifigures first. So the original Galaxy Explorer comes with 4 minifigures and the remake technically comes with 5, one of which is a brick-built minifigure. This one is the original, this one is the remake, and basically the helmet is about the only difference you can see from the outside of the minifigure. The remake helmet is just a little bit thicker, probably because it's sturdier to make it that way since it's a long-running joke that these helmets do crack, but they do fit in super well together, and I think they did a really nice job with the remake. Same goes for the white ones. So you get 2 of each, 2 red and 2 white. This again is the original and this one is the remake. And I lucked out that the moons for the original one are still in pretty good shape, but nearly identical. Obviously, if you took them apart, the interior prongs would be different for the original minifigure and the remake, which is nice that you can easily identify them that way. And then the remake also comes with this little guy, which is called Classic Space Droid on BrickLink. I do like the slope piece here that looks like very retro original space Lego. Really cute that they have him holding these little translucent clear cups as well. I'm not sure what this particular classic space droid is referencing. I have seen brick-built droids from classic space, but I don't know if this one is in reference to a particular one. But either way, still a really cool little design. So I don't know what I was expecting when I started to build the 2022 remake of the Galaxy Explorer, but this was not it. Not in any bad way. It's just so much larger than I anticipated. It's definitely over a foot long, and you see 1,200 pieces on the box, and sometimes it's just hard to gauge what that's going to end up looking like. But this is definitely a monster of a set. The first bag, when I opened it, I was a little horrified because it was pretty much all Technic parts, and I can say with complete honesty, I am not a Technic fan. Just not my style of build. So when I started it, I was really concerned I was going to hate the entire set, but it really backed off on Technic after the initial bag. And I understand they do that for structural security, so it felt a lot like a Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series build in that way, because most of those start with a lot of Technic, in my experience anyways. So I was definitely super happy once that part was over and we got to the rest of the build. Again, it felt like Star Wars because there was so much gray to it as well, and all of the fun color pieces are underneath the gray exterior. It is crazy by comparison how much larger it is. Feels like practically double the size. I've used the original Galaxy Explorer in many TikToks, and people will always ask if it's the original or the remake, and now I'm shocked that they can't tell the difference without asking, considering how much larger this one is. I do think they did a really good job of capturing the essence of the original. I also really enjoy the fact that the original, at least for the US release, is set 497, and that they used that for the re-release as 10497. Thought that was a really cool idea and awesome that that number was available. I looked it up to see, and 928 is the, I guess, like European or rest of the world release for the original Galaxy Explorer. So I looked up to see if there was a set already there for 10928, and there was. It was like a Duplo set or something. So I think that's why they ended up using the US number. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. You do still at least get reference to that number on the side, which is accurate to the original as well. So they do both get the number on either side. The one thing I liked the most about the remake is the fact that you can fit all 4 minifigures into the cockpit together. This thing is so gigantic, you can have all 4 sitting together, whereas that's not possible in the original one. I do wish they had made the moon piece there in the front a single slope piece, maybe by using one of these kind of gigantic blue slope pieces and printing it on there. The fact that that's a bunch of different pieces and then just a tile in the center, I think looks a little cheaper than the way they did it with the original, where it is just a slope piece with a print on it. Also, stating kind of the obvious, I wish that this could have had a moon crater base plate. That's one of the coolest parts of the original Galaxy Explorer. You also have this little build that goes on the moon crater base plate that's not referenced at all in this set. This was a super rare and breakable piece with the original. I understand why they didn't want to put that in the remake, although I would have absolutely loved it if they had brought that piece back. So the original, you could probably fit 2 minifigures in the cockpit, and that's about it. Like I said, you could fit all 4 in the front section of this one, as well as there's a second compartment with tons of extra space and decorative pieces there in the back. They did make a ton of printed parts for this set. There are no sticker pieces, which I love, and most of them are available on Pick-a-Brick too. I've bought a ton of them. I don't have plans for all of them yet. Maybe mocks, maybe Christmas ornaments, maybe just to keep or resell someday, but I thought they were such great kind of throwback looking pieces that I went ahead and bought a ton of all of them because they're super cheap. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I do also like this brick built arrow in the back. It's just a really creative design for that. The original is just a printed piece. So I don't know whose idea it was to build out that arrow instead of using a printed piece, but I thought that was a really really neat idea. I've never seen anything like that before. The original does have these line printed parts, as well as some gold classic moon printed pieces on the sides as well. The remake doesn't have any of that, which is fine. You have a lot more printed parts on the interior of the remake. I do also miss the fact that they had this plate that's actually translucent yellow. These are just your kind of typical windscreen parts on the remake. And then for the back, they did do a really good job of replicating the opening of the back on the remake, kind of in the same way that it is in the original. So it does open. This ramp piece lowers and the little buggy can come down. This ramp piece also lowers, and then this pulls out and down. And then the little buggy can come out. Really cool design feature. I've never seen anything built out like that before, but I think they did a really awesome job with it. So they definitely feel super similar. There's also a sliding doorway back here to get into the interior of the back section as well. This one only opens from the top. You can't get through any other direction. So definitely some updated features. I do think they did a really nice job with the little buggies. Obviously the newer one is much larger, but they're both super simplistic, so I think they did a nice job of kind of paying honor to the original. They even did a nice job of replicating this piece, but in a brick built fashion here below. So stylistically, I'm super impressed at how similar they were able to make these look, considering how much larger this set is. So the original Galaxy Explorer is unfortunately super expensive, starting at around $240 for a complete copy on BrickLink. I just saw the remake at Walmart in the last week or so. It was $100. I think I bought this one when it was on sale for like $75. I was really surprised to see this one at full price. I think at one point it was even marked down to 50% off. So I don't know why it's back at full price again, but at the most you should still be able to get it for its original price of $100. It is a gigantic set, and if you're a classic space fan, I just feel like it would be a necessity to your collection. So if you get the opportunity, I would go ahead and get the remake because it pays beautiful tribute to the original Galaxy Explorer. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. See you all next time.